Our touchdown run is staked Brawley just about 2.5 minutes into this game with a 6-0 lead. Okay, the Islanders come out, and they don't come out in a double tight. They come out in doubles, 2 wide receivers, 2 slots. And from the shotgun, they're going to throw that little swing pass outside, and Brawley is there to make the tackle. Kind of a not the greatest angle in the world to see who's making these tackles on the other side of us. Looks like number 19 was in there for the... Okay, they're going to say that Gilbert Corrales, number 10, one of Brawley's inside linebackers, got there first. We will give you the Brawley defense in a moment. But meanwhile, the game moves on. 8:56 to go. 2nd and 10. This time they're going to try a sweep, and the Wildcats again out there trying to cut it off and just kind of driving him out of bounds with his shoulder out there. Nice tackle by number 3. That's Jaden Figueroa. And a gain of about 4 yards brings up a 3rd and 6. It is a first possession for Coronado. They deferred the opening kickoff, which is what everybody's doing these days. The Wildcats took the opening kickoff, and Ruben Abarca ran it 55 yards on a running play for a touchdown. Brawley up 6-0. Back to pass is Coronado, and hit. The ball's popped up, and fortunately not intercepted. Now they're throwing flags, and are they a little late? But not unexpected when you cross a county line. If they call roughing the quarterback, he was clearly in there. Let's see what they've got. Or holding, maybe. No, dead ball foul against Coronado on sportsmanlike conduct. So that will go against, okay. So, all right, first penalty of the game is going to be 5 yards. And the Wildcats will get ready. Now that kind of takes Coronado out of any kind of range. So with a 4th and a bunch, about 14 from they are going to punt. And a quick punt. And it's going to get a roll. Camilo's going to take it over his shoulder on the 33, and he's going to go down. I'll tell you what, Coronado got a big high bounce, and that allowed the coverage to get down there. And Camilo, who had about a 20-yard return on the kickoff, only advances that one about 3 or 4 yards. And the Wildcats will have their second possession of the game, leading by a score of 6-0. Like to remind you, Wildcat football brought to you by Fry Chapel and Mortuary, Brant Beef, Kaz Bros Design Shop, 760 Mobile Detailing, and Ojeda Industries on The Desert Review on Facebook, and also partnered with the Wildcat Broadcasting. Okay, so for some reason they advanced the ball a little bit. And here comes Brawley, and even though the chains weren't ready, and this is Isaiah Young on the dive, and he just blew right up the middle, and he's going to pick up 9, and it will be Brawley 2nd and 1 from the 48-yard line. Okay, here we go. 2nd and 1 for the Brawley Wildcats. In motion is Figueroa. This is a give to Isaiah Young, and this time Coronado will have none of that and actually drive him back. He had no forward progress. Took the handoff and was met for a loss. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 3. Similar situation, about a yard difference on the last drive. Ruben Abarca took it to the house for the Wildcats, and this time we'll see what's going on, and a little bit of confusion or whatever with the Brawley offense, and on a key third down, they're going to call a timeout. So, with the score, Brawley 6 and the Coronado Islanders nothing, we will be back.
Brant Beef, the True Natural, is a proud sponsor of tonight's Brawley Wildcat football game. Brant Beef is dedicated to helping you know the difference and to taste the difference in their beef products. Go Brawley Wildcats from the Brant Beef Company.
Can we turn that down?
No, that would be the. No, that's the. Yeah, let's turn this down. Oh no, that's just my headset. This should be the voice. I got to have that up there. Can't hear anything either. Okay, how about if I turn those down a little bit? And on third and about 3, it's a toss to Young going to the left, where they same side they were able to rush for the touchdown, and the Wildcats are able to pick up a first down. Let's give you that offensive line. They are running behind the right side of it, but there's plenty of talent there to go around. Okay, and we will give you that after we see a 1st and 10 play inside the Islanders' territory at the 45. And this shotgun is sophomore quarterback Ethan Gutierrez. The lone running back is Isaiah Young. First pass of the night is Ethan rolls out, throws one little shotgun style. We're going to have a late penalty flag coming in at the end of the play. The play was complete out there to Camilo. To Daniel Camilo Jr. And they're walking it back. So apparently they're going to call a hold on the Brawley Wildcats right at the line of scrimmage. So that's going to make it 1st and 20 as Brawley gets a major holding penalty. And so that will take it all the way. Actually, took it a little bit more enthusiastic. The ball was not quite out to 45, and he took it to the 44 of Brawley. So Brawley now got 20 and a half yards to make up. And the Wildcats come out now, still first down. They've got doubles on one side and a single receiver on the other. Out of the slot, Gutierrez throws, and the ball is almost picked off. Sitting on that route out there for the Coronado Islanders was number 29. And let's see if we can ring up 29s. That's Griffin. Hey, it's a freshman. Griffin Rosenblum, who is a defensive back. That's a great name. One of my son's oldest son, my third grandson, is Griffin, and so like the name. All right, here we go. 6:12 to play. We're at Coronado Island, home of the Islanders. Nice little stadium, synthetic turf, so we'll see what happens. Brawley on a holding penalty, leading 6-0. Now tries to throw, and this one is complete. And staying on his feet and doing a good job was Abarca. Abarca was hit at the 47 of Coronado, but was able to put his hand down and not his knee and retain his balance and pick up another 7 yards. So a nice catch out there by Ruben Abarca, who's suddenly quickly becoming the story so far in this game, as he has a 55-yard touchdown run to his credit. Sun's setting in the west, and you may see at home, there's causing shadows, but also I am not at the same vantage point as the camera, so I'm getting it a little bit in the eyes, but we're okay. 5 minutes and 27 seconds to go here in the first period. Brawley now with an important 3rd and 5, and it's Gutierrez, and he's going to keep it himself. Makes a nice cut, and Gutierrez takes it down to the 31-yard line, and that'll be a Brawley first down. So a nice run by Gutierrez. And Ethan told Coach John Self this year that he wanted to run a little bit more. Last year, you have to understand, he was a little freshman, and we didn't want him getting hurt. But suddenly now they are giving him a little bit more rein to do that. And the Islanders dropped everybody back. And the result, first down at the 31. Here's a toss to Isaiah Young, running to the short side of the field. And reminds me of my old broadcast partner, Tony D. He did not like being on that right hash mark and running to the right. He just never saw the logic to that. But the Wildcats pick up about 2 yards on that, so score one for Tony so far. 4:59 to go. Brawley leading by a score of 6-0. And now the Wildcats come out in trips. They're going to have 3 wide receivers to the right, to the left, and no one to the right. Lone back is Isaiah, and a blindside blitz, and Gutierrez sees it at the last minute, and now he reverses field, and with everybody chasing him one way, he's going to run the other way and have a Brawley first down, going out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. And what happened, as you saw, the whole pursuit from they did a jailbreak from the right side, would be the left side of the defense. And as Gutierrez rolled to his left, his back was to 3 kamikazes coming at him, but he sensed them or saw them quick enough to then reverse field. And of course, once he did that, there was nobody on that side of the field, and let him pick up a very, very nice gain. And the Wildcats now with another 1st and 10 with 4:47 to go and leading by a score of 6-0. Double tight end, wing T. The give is inside to Isaiah Young. Young still on his feet, and he powers his way to the 5-yard line. And that should be good enough for a 1st and goal, and it will be. So the Wildcats will have a 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. A lot of lines out there, kind of difficult again to see. A little bit of glare on our face. Hope we've gotten rid of the reverb. We okay now? All right. Okay. Well, I can be bad enough without the reverb. All right. Here we go. 4:22 and counting. Ethan Gutierrez under center and gives it to Young, and pretty much everybody in the world knew that was coming, and they were sitting there waiting on him. But one of the credos of Brawley football is you put all the men you want in the box, and we're gonna push you back anyway. That time didn't quite work as planned, but good job by the Brawley Wildcats. Next Friday night we'll be at Warren Field in Brawley. Nice to be home. I haven't been there all year. Actually, I missed the Southwest game. And that will be it till August. And okay, 3:40 to go, 2nd down, and now the ball's on the ground, but the Wildcats recover. Nice job out there by, let's see who that is. Somebody was in, and he's coming. Okay, number 6 for the Brawley High Wildcats was able to come up with that fumble recovery, and that's J.J. Gutierrez, the senior. And one of the main reasons we're out here was senior night at Coronado High School festivities before the game for the players and cheerleaders. And again, everybody has kind of small numbers. There were only 5 or 6 of them, and 5 or 6 cheerleaders. But we're playing for them. Here we go. 3rd and goal from the 3. It's going to be a toss, and this time they read that well. And Abarca goes down with a loss. So now the Wildcats, who are without their kicker, who started the season, that was Jorge Haro. And Haro kicked the first 2 games, and then they opened up soccer, and he vamonos to soccer, which was okay with the coaches. I mean, it's his senior year, he needs to play what he wants to play. The soccer season, by the way, will continue when football ceases next week, so he's going to get a few more soccer games in. And so no kicking game. It becomes what became a 1st and goal from the 5 has now become a 4th and goal from the 10. And Ethan Gutierrez will do wide and a slot on the left, back to pass out of the shotgun. Gutierrez is looking. He makes some move, buys some time, buys some time again, and we're going to have that's coming back no matter what. And a little toss out there, and kind of a bad block. Not really that bad. It was just a push. Yeah, okay. And right in front of the referee, so they're going to decline it and not give Brawley another opportunity. So that penalty will not necessarily hurt. A little disconcerting. Brawley has had most of the first quarter as we come down to 141 with the clock stopped at the change of possession. And the Wildcats are up 6-0, but that all happened within the first 2.5 minutes. And the Wildcats with a nice drive, but when you come up short, that's not what you want to do. Nice defense stand by the Islanders, and try the middle of the defense, and that's going to work very well. So the Wildcats drive to a first and goal at the 5-yard line and turn the ball over on downs. Okay. So not quite what the doctor ordered. A nice second possession, however. Brawley with a couple of nice runs there. One, of course, you saw by Ethan Gutierrez, who showed a lot of poise, pulling that ball down and taking off. Gain of 3 for the Islanders, and they are going to, I guess we can tell you who the quarterback is. So we do have the roster. Number 12, excuse me. Oh, a nice pass down the middle, and a guy wide open and running wild. Finally brought down out there on a nice secondary tackle. But a big play for the Coronado Islanders. Tackle out there by number 31 for the Brawley High Wildcats. But as you saw, there was plenty of room. Chris Camilo, the freshman, tackles him and had a little bit of a tough time putting him down. Quarterback is a freshman, it looks like, number 19, Herbert Hudson. And Hudson's going to toss, and the Wildcats had it defense. Missing the tackle is Camilo, but he does enough to slow things down. Another hit. The Wildcats are laying the wood to... to number 19. And again, a true freshman. And I can't remember. I mean, this has had more freshman quarterbacks. Calexico had a sophomore. Southwest uses a freshman. We'll see what happens. Okay, back to pass is Hudson. He throws out in the flat, has another one, kind of ridden out of bounds and held on to by number 41, Chandler Self. Self makes sure he gets out of bounds just shy, but it's going to be 2nd and 1. And suddenly the air raid of Coronado is moving the football, and that's the end of the first quarter. A look at the scoreboard. The Brawley High Wildcats 6, the Coronado Islanders nothing, and we are going to be back after this message.
Shell lubricants, motor oils, grease, and gear oils. You'll find the quality and the service you need at the Man Company in Brawley, located at 1313 Main Street. Go Wildcats from the Man Company.
Tonight's Brawley Wildcat football is sponsored in part by the fine folds at Fry Chapel and Mortuary Crematory, always providing the service and care needed for a peaceful eternal rest. Located at 799 South Brawley Avenue in Brawley. Phone number is 760-412-5537. Go Brawley Wildcats from Fry's Chapel and Mortuary Crematory in Brawley.
Welcome back to exciting Brawley High Wildcat football 2020 pandemic version. The Brawley High Wildcats are out on the island, and of Coronado taking on the Coronado Islanders, and we have some movement there. Somebody didn't get set, and when he tried to reset, he moved, and that's not allowed on the offensive line. Once you set, you've got to kind of stay there. And he wiggled, actually stood up. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and about long 6. And Coronado, which has completed 2 passes in a row after trying to run against the Wildcats, not finding that too productive, come out with a wide receiver to the left, a wide and a slot to the right. But they're going to try to run this one now that the Wildcats have spread out a little bit, but Wildcats all over the place. And in there making the tackle for the Wildcats, number 37. That's number 37 for the Brawley Wildcats. And that is Brody Enders. And Brody with a nice job. Doesn't look like... what does look like they're going to punt. We'll see what Coronado's going to do. They get into a formation, but okay, now they're in a traditional punt formation. Last time was more of a quick kick formation. And we will see what happens. I don't know if I would trust them. They were waiting to get somebody out on the field. They were a man short. Now everybody's there. And the snap is back. And the kick is off. It's going to be end over end. And it's going to be taken by Isaiah Young. Or no, Camilo. And that's kind of brave. Camilo, that's showing much fear. Advances it from about the 12 to the 18-yard line. Good coverage, I'll tell you. The special teams for Coronado are getting down there on these punts. They're short, and again, you can get some great traction. The tartan field is pretty much like a tartan track. All your times improve. 10:59 to go. Raleigh Wildcat football. Brought to you by Jordan Central Implements. And by Clicka Partner Insurance Company and the fine folks at OK Rubber Tire. 10:59 to go. Brawley up 6-0 with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. And here comes the option play. Hadn't seen that in a while. And Ethan Gutierrez runs that pretty well. And as you saw on the video, he ran out to his... It didn't run out. He kind of rolled out to his right. He can throw. He can run, as he did before for a nice gain, or he can pitch that ball back. So he's reading the defense, and whatever lane they're cutting off, he's going to take the other one. And when that works, it's a nice gain and brings up a 2nd and about 3 for the Brawley Wildcats. And again, looking straight into the sun, which is not the easiest thing this time of day. Beautiful afternoon on the island. No island breeze. I'm looking at the trees. Everything's pretty... Well, there's one over there. Maybe there's a little bit of a breeze. Very, very pleasant. 10:51 and counting. Wildcats now with a 2nd and should be manageable 3. Ethan Gutierrez under center, puts Figueroa in motion and keeps the ball. Throws to JJ. Nobody there on a fake to Isaiah Young. And JJ just gets tripped up on a touchdown-saving tackle, but not before he gets to the Brawley 42-yard line. And a flag on the play, so it's coming back. Okay, one of the hold on. We got 2 flags on Brawley. Well, take your pick. Okay. They called a holding, and that's probably what they'll take. It was beyond the line of scrimmage, so I'm not sure how you offensive hold on the other side of the line of scrimmage. But could be downfield blocking. Kind of an unusual spot for the offense. Okay, so now they're going to go back to the line of scrimmage, which is also interesting, and take it back just 5 yards for... I guess Ethan threw the ball after he was over the line of scrimmage, which makes some sense. Okay, 10:42 to go. Wildcat football, brought to you by Wildcat Broadcasting and the Desert Review. I'd like to thank their sponsors, Ojeda Industries, 760 Mobile Detailing, and Casbro's Design Shop. Next Friday night, Warren Field, and we will be ready for the Bell Game, and we'll see how the pandemic version of that works out. The penalty stops the clock at 10:42. Brawley now with a 2nd and 8, which was a 2nd and 3. And back to pass is Gutierrez. He does a good job. And then he's going to go down, fumbles the football. But now they're going to say he's down. So I don't know if we're running too deeper routes or what's going on, but that's dangerous down inside your opponent's red zone, and the loss is now another 9 yards, so it's going to bring up a third. Yeah, the ball's right around the 11-yard line. It looks like Brawley has to get out to the 28. So 3rd and 18. And not the situation Brawley likes to find themselves in here in the second quarter, and leading by a score of 6-0. Gutierrez will go out of the shotgun, needs to be careful, almost picked off once. And now we're going to have a motion penalty against the Wildcats. So this is turning into a bad version of a cumbia, 1 step forward and now 3 steps back. So at one point, Brawley was looking at 2nd and 3 on about the 25. They are now looking at 3rd and... let's see where they mark it. 3rd and 21 or 22 yards with 9:30 to go. And we'll see what the Wildcats come up with. Wildcat football brought to you by Clicka Parker Insurance Company, Fry Chapel and Mortuary, A&R Construction, Desert RV, and One World Beef Packers. All right. Let's see what the Wildcats come up with 9:15 to go, leading by a slim 6-0. And they're just going to kind of run it out of bounds. And that got kind of nowhere. So the Wildcats are going to put number 19 back to do the punting, I think. Let's see who the punter is going to be. Okay, quite a few freshmen for the Coronado Islanders. Everybody's got freshmen. About 3 or 4 years, this is going to be like veteran teams everywhere you look. All right. JJ is back to punt. And takes his time, and it's going to be a very short kick. And Coronado is going to have some great field position. Caught on the fly at the 35-yard line and returned down inside the 25 or right at the 25. And wow. Okay, let's see what the Wildcats can do. 8:24 to go. They're up 6-0, but that lead a little shaky at the moment. Wildcat football brought to you by Smith Kendall Insurance and Real Estate, Brownies and the Town Pump. And we got to get that straight, and we will get you a little more of that in a moment, as it is both. Here we go. In motion, the freshman quarterback is going to give it on an end around. Some nice blocking and a gain of about 5 yards. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 5. So the Islanders feeling a little bit better about themselves, stunned by the touchdown run by Abarca with just about 2.5 minutes gone in the football game, 55 yards. And since then, things have kind of settled down and might even look to a casual observer as the Wildcats are struggling a bit. We will see. Man in motion from right to left, and they're going to go the other way with it, kind of an end around, and the Wildcats are there. Nice tackle out there by number 27 for the Brawley High Wildcats, and that is Luis Frutos. And Frutos, with a very sure tackle around the ankles, made that probably a gain of a couple of inches. Talking about Brownies and the Town Pump, I'd like to remind you from 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m., it is Brownies. Same menu you always came to know and love at Brownies. Then they close at 2 o'clock and reopen at 4 o'clock till 8:30. And I had that a little wrong a couple of games. 4 to 8:30 when it becomes the Town Pump with the full Town Pump menu. Okay, 3rd and 5, they're going to throw a pass out in the flat, and they're going to say that they're going to say that he made the catch? Okay. All right, so the freshman quarterback shows some poise, throws the ball where no one can catch it but his receiver, and on the 3rd and 5, he picks up a few more than that. The ball is down inside the 20, closer to the 15. Let's call it the 14-yard line. And with 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter, and Brawley up 6-0. Again, the lead appears to be at least in a little bit of jeopardy. And coming around, nice pursuit from the backside. Number 72 for the Brawley High Wildcats. Just saw that one coming. And now we've got a little bit of a disagreement out here on the blocking. This is going to... one of our seniors in the middle of that, which we do not need. Referee's right there. Coach is right there. 72 for the Wildcats is Tomas Rubio. And Tomas, the veteran, out there. And we'll see what they're going to do on this one. This could... I mean, they're not going far, but the closer you put them to that end zone, the tougher it becomes to defend. Okay, so we're going to do offsetting penalties. Probably a stern warning by both teams, and they're going to write down these guys. Coach for the Islanders not agreeing necessarily, which will give us a chance to tell you that front line includes Brody Enders, number 37, Adam Salazar, 55, and Nathan May, number 19. Your linebackers are Chandler Self, 41 on the outside, Mario Cazares and Luis Frutos on the inside, and Jaden Figueroa on the outside. Your defensive backs are Daniel Camilo Jr., Dawson Figueroa, Ruben Abarca, and Isaiah Young. So the penalty ends up going something else, I guess. It's good for the Wildcats, as it's going to bring up a second and now 14 or 15, I guess. And that's all straightened out. Clock is stopped. Suddenly the game slowed down a little bit. 6:46 to go. Quarterback is Hudson. He is a freshman. And he's going to run an option. And he gets some yardage. And he gets, maybe it looked like it was going to be a little bit better. He cut it back inside. And he, of course, is not going to break any tackles. He's just a pup. Good size one, by the way. And so it'll bring up a 3rd and 12. Brawley leading 6-0, 6:17 to go here in the second quarter. We're on the island, Coronado Island, taking on the Coronado High School aptly named Islanders. And a quick little pass out in the flat and a missed tackle. Good coverage, but a missed tackle. Actually make that 2 missed tackles. And the Brawley credo is you let them catch those short ones and then you take them down. And that was messed up squared. 2 people cannot make that. Again, to go over that Town Pump Brownies menu deal, it's 7:30 to 2 o'clock, Brownies full menu. And then 4 o'clock it reopens to Town Pump, full Town Pump menu until 8:30. It's a little warm maybe when the sun goes down in the valley. Might be nice to go get a steak. Okay. 5:24 to go and counting, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 9. They throw out into the end zone, and a ball not being able to be caught. And the Wildcats, of course, always like to say hello to you when you're running along with them. So a little bit of the Wildcats hold. So a nice stand by the Wildcats. Okay. And the Wildcats will come on out and see if they can dig themselves out of this hole. I know Coach John Self does not want to play there too much.
1st and 10 Wildcats from their own 9-yard line.
Okay, Wildcats take over on the 9. And here's Ethan Gutierrez under center. And he gives it, and whoa, breaking it out and taking it to the house. I think that's Isaiah Young, and they are not going to catch him. Broke 1 tackle at the line of scrimmage, slows down, but takes it all the way to the house. A 91-yard touchdown run, and showed that sprinter speed that his father had. Brandon built a little bit different than Isaiah, but I'll tell you, with those sprinter legs, on the very next play, the Wildcats take over on the 9. On their own 9-yard line, and Isaiah Young takes it to the house. And the Brawley Wildcats have increased their lead to 12-0. And just like that, a little bit of breathing room. 5:03 to go here in the second quarter. Tom Runco with Tom Runco.
Wildcats going for 2.
And Ethan Gutierrez will go for 2. And again, they try to sneak him in there, and they're going to say, no, he did not make it. All right. So, the Wildcats 0 for 2 and 2-point conversions. We told you the story about there's a football coach out of the Inland Empire named Don Markham, who was a great coach at both Fontana and at Bloomington, won numerous CIFs, and never kicked an extra point in his career. And his reasoning was, if I can't get 3 yards, I don't deserve to win. And if I get 1 out of 2, it's the same as kicking, and I get 20 more minutes of practice to work on something else, or more. And so, never had a bad snap. That was always the joke. And Markham did not like bad snaps, did not like holders, didn't want any of those people. He just had some beasts. But back in the day, when those cities first started growing, and CIF hadn't caught up with their enrollment yet, they ruled that Inland Valley. And fortunately for the Wildcats in their days in the southern section of CIF, we didn't have to play them. We got stuck with Moreno Valley, and that was bad enough. And a little bit of Riverside. Okay, set to kick off for the Brawley High Wildcats, number 19. Nathan May. Okay, how did I not know that? He's been kind of last game he was everywhere, a little quieter tonight. But, okay, again, these guys both recruited because of the absence of Jorge Jarro. And back to receive is Coronado. They'll take it on about the 14. Nice little run back, but again, at the 30, the Brawley wall. Everybody stayed in their lanes. Things that make coaches happy. Keeps you from getting reprimanded at halftime. And the Wildcats will move on. 4:51 to go. Brawley with two big runs. That's been the offense. Some nice offense in between, moving the ball between the 20s, behind some passing and running by Ethan Gutierrez. But really, 2 big booms. First of all, Ruben Abarca in the first quarter on the first possession, 55 yards for a touchdown. And then the Wildcats, after a heroic stand at the goal line, take over on their own 9-yard line, and Isaiah Young just busts it. And speaking of busting it, here comes a Islander, and he's going to slips a couple of tackles. And Wildcats not too sure tackling. And I'll tell you one thing, the legs get much more power when you're digging into that carpet and going straight ahead than you would ever get off of a turf field. So you got to wrap. You got to wrap up. And dirt, you might slip and slide a little bit in the grass, but not on this stuff. Big run for the Islanders as they try to come back from a 12-0 deficit. And we're going to get a dead ball foul. The referee's going to call motion. Illegal procedure on the Islanders. And that'll make it 1st and 15. So the Wildcats catch a little bit of a break there. Again, very difficult. Brawley saw some film. This team lost pretty handily, 36-6 or something like that, to Division I San Marcos, which not unexpected. They beat kind of a hapless Hoover High Cardinal football team. Hoover's either very good or very bad. And then last week won Uni City something like 7-6 on the last play of the game. So not much to see. And a pass. And I don't know who Hudson was throwing to, but the guy that got it is number 10 for the Wildcats. And nice interception out there by Gilbert Corrales. And Corrales, that just was a blown play, a blown route. The quarterback, who has been razor sharp, and for a freshman, showing a lot of poise, but that one there just... It didn't get away from him. He threw it on a dart. So, to whom, I'm not sure. And now suddenly, as our producer, Betty Miller, told me before the game, The sun is going behind the inversion layer. Lots of sunsets at Mission Beach, and she's the expert. I should never have doubted her. Okay? Sat on that patio out there by the house a number of times. Beautiful view. Beautiful place to watch the sunset. And the Wildcats try to do a little something there, and it doesn't work. Yep, nice linebacker coming up and shooting the gap. But yeah, the beach people can tell you when it'll be a green spot or not. And no green. What's that called? A green flash. There's even a little tavern down there on Mission Beach called the Green Flash. And I don't think they'll see one tonight, but we're more than happy to see the sun go down a little bit. And 3:14 to go. Tom Ronco with you. We'll have Billy Brewer up here at halftime to find out what's going on with all of this pandemic seasons. And Ethan Gutierrez, man, he just came out of there and threw a bullet. And he's ducking and chucking. He's ducking people and coming up. Hit Jaden Figueroa with a nice throw. And take this opportunity to remind you, Wildcat football. Brought to you by Johnny's in Imperial, El Centro, and Brawley, and also by Ojeda Industries and A&R Construction. We'll have to get A&R up here in a second. And, almost an interception as Gutierrez throws out in the flat. Number 55 was out there. Pretty good-sized young man. Got in the path of the ball. It's a second near interception, but close only counts in hand grenades and something else. So the Wildcats will continue to go. And I'll tell you what, as soon as that sun went behind the clouds, I was a little toasty, and now I'm a little frio. So we'll see how this game ends. The weather change, all of the Islanders in kind of short sleeves. Wildcats, a couple of them are, and now they're going to call timeout. Okay, with the score, Brawley 12 and Coronado nothing. We'll be back.
A&R Construction, serving the Imperial Valley since 1988. 1631 River Drive in Brawley. 760-344-4653. They're the proud sponsors of Brawley Wildcat broadcast from the Desert Review. A&R Construction, serving the Imperial Valley since 1988. 1631 River Drive in Brawley. 760-344-4653. Sponsors of the Brawley Wildcat broadcast from the Desert Review.
Okay, welcome back. Hope you didn't hear that twice. To Coronado Island. Tom Ronco with you. Billy Brewer will be up at halftime. 2:24 to go. And it's going to be fourth down for Coronado. For the Brawley High Wildcats. Ethan Gutierrez is going to give it on an end around number 23, Isaiah Young. Young's going to try to reverse his field and might be successful at that as long as there's not a flag, and he is. And he is going to over pursuit by the Coronado Islanders and into the end zone. And let's see, they're going to give him a touchdown. So a 36-yard touchdown run by Isaiah Young, and a classic. We don't have instant replay, but we would be more than happy to show you that one again. Wow, what a beautiful run by Isaiah Young with 2:08 to go on a fourth down and 8 from the 36-yard line. And went to his right, then reversed and just outran the defense. And number 23 with the touchdown. And now he's going to try to get his first successful extra point. And after trying to go through the middle a couple of times, it's not him, it's number 6 on the PAT. So the Wildcats now are up by a score of 20-0. And I'm telling you, it's pretty much been all Isaiah Young. But you got to give the line the credit for the blocking. Everybody blocked on that one because he went completely one way and had to go all the way back. So let's give you that offensive line. Center is Brian Portos. Right guard is Seth Melendrez. Right tackle Jonathan Garcia. Your tight end is Channy Self. On the left side, Adam Salazar is your left guard. Tomas Rubio, the rock of the line, number 72, senior, is the left tackle. Nathan May is your wide receiver. Halfback that time was Daniel Camilo Jr. And, of course, Jaden Figueroa has been the wingback. He's a senior, and one of those guys we're out here playing for. So the Wildcats, who have looked on the ropes a couple of times, have come up with a couple of haymakers. And you could almost see that one coming because they couldn't quite get to him. So he was running laterally to his left, and then all of a sudden he just ran to the sideline and said, oops, and made like a U-turn. Probably with a very short kick. It's going to be taken at the 30, and nice kind of run back. That's probably a little bit more yardage than the Wildcats want to give up, but the defense has been pitching a shutout, so we're okay. With 2:02 to go, we're going to have a change of possession here, and we'll step back.
Okay, Rubber Tire Company in Brawley, a longtime supporter of Wildcat football, and your local dealer for Brickstone and Firestone quality tires and farm tire service at the corner of North 8 and C Streets in Brawley. Call 344-4541. Okay, Rubber Tire Company.
We'd like to thank all our sponsors. As always, Tom Runco here with Tom Runco. Back to pass and a throw, and it's picked off. It bounced off the receiver, and the Wildcats are going to pick it off. That's going to be J.J. Gutierrez, I believe, number 6 for the Brawley High Wildcats. Yep, that's JJ, and JJ returns it down to the 22-yard line. And this just brings up something interesting in football. As a team gets behind, and you're not sure you're going to get a 91-yard run like we were able to get from Isaiah Young. Then you try to pass your way back into the game. And for the freshman, that is a tough job. All kinds of people in motion. And Ethan Gutierrez is going to go out. There's going to be a flag, I believe. And he's still up, and they haven't called it yet. So kind of a rugby scrum down there, but I'm interested in the flag because it's going to be holding on the Wildcats. So all of that for non. But going back to my point, you put a lot of pressure on a quarterback when you have to start, throwing the ball. And just received a call a little while ago from Brawley school board member. And, of course, when you talk quarterbacks at Brawley High School, you start with Rusty Garcia. And Rusty would throw for a lot of yards in a game, but people have to remember back then that Brawley was, maybe a 500 football team. So we would get into some games with teams like Indio and some of the big boys, and Rusty literally had to throw us back into it. And, of course, did the same thing at Imperial Valley College. So give a little shout out to Rusty. Maybe he'll get it live or on the replay. We'll see. Okay, remember, all the webcasts are available to you. Go to the YouTube, put in The Desert Review, and down goes Ethan Gutierrez. And now you're going to get a roughing the quarterback, and that is like kind of the toughest call in the world. First of all, that guy isn't big enough to rough up my 8-year-old grandson. And so he just kind of stumbled into him. It meets the letter of the rule, but really not the spirit. If he would have laid on Ethan's head or put an elbow to him or something, that's then you earn your penalty. But that one, whoa, geez. Anyway,
from the Islander 20-yard line.
That's what we need. Anyway, here we go. And first and 8, and Gutierrez again. And I'm telling you, as the sun goes down, that field doesn't take very long to get slick. And he needs to adjust to that. Okay, he needs to realize we got here, it was nice and roasty toasty. Yeah, it's nice and roasty toasty, but not what you want. All right, timeout, Brawley. We're going to talk about it, and we will be back after this message.
This portion of Wildcat football is brought to you by Ojeda Industries, located on the corner of Best Road and Jones, across from the air.
Change my glasses, get a jacket. It's cold up here all of a sudden.
Port in Brawley. Ojeda Industries has heavy-duty hubs, spindles, and trailer parts, as well as American roller chain and all sorts of bearings. You know Tony and Travis Ojeda. Stop by and see them at Ojeda Industries, located on the corner of Best Road and Jones, across from the airport in Brawley.
Give a shout out to Tony and Travis. 53.7 seconds, and now back to pass is Ethan Gutierrez, and he's going to take up off the middle on a 3rd and about 8 from the 20-yard line. He is going to get down to the 15 when Brawley will call another timeout. With the score, Brawley 20 and the Coronado Islanders nothing. We will be back.
Smith Kendall Insurance and Real Estate Agency is a proud sponsor of Wildcat football and has been serving the Valley's real estate and insurance needs since 1930. Stop by their office at 510 West Main Street in Brawley. Go Wildcats from Smith Kendall Insurance and Real Estate Agency. Wildcat football is brought to you by Johnny's Burritos, with locations in Brawley, Imperial, and El Centro. Johnny's, with a full menu of your favorite Mexican and American food and the best burritos in town. That's Johnny's Burritos. Go Wildcats from Johnny's Burritos in Brawley.
Okay, welcome back to exciting Brawley High Wildcat football. The game was rolling along and now it's suddenly slowed down. A couple of timeouts by the Wildcats, who face a 4th and 3. And they're going to go into the double wing, and they're going to pitch it to Isaiah to the short side. And he breaks the tackle, and he may have it. He's going to be a little bit short, perhaps. And actually, from the spot, he's going to be a yard short, or half a yard. And got an injury timeout on the field. Pretty sure Brawley is going to be switching over, leading 20-0 with 38 seconds to go. We'll let them tend to the injured Islander, and we will be back.
Tonight's Desert Review broadcast of the Brawley High School football game is sponsored in part by Dr. Donald Barniski of Vision Care Center, located at 260 Main Street in Brawley. Dr. Barniski provides adult and children's vision care treatment of eye diseases and contact lenses. Phone is 760-351-2020. Go Brawley Wildcats from Dr. Barniski of Vision Care Center. Tonight's Brawley Wildcat football is sponsored in part by the Fine Folds at Fry Chapel and Mortuary Crematory, always providing the service and care needed for a peaceful eternal rest. Located at 799 South Brawley Avenue in Brawley. Phone number is 760-412-5537. Go Brawley Wildcats from Fry's Chapel and Mortuary Crematory in Brawley.
Okay, after the Coronado Islanders hold the Brawley High Wildcats, they get one of their running backs out loose. and he's tackled over there by the Isaiah Young, and also with help from number 32 and 35 for the Brawley High Wildcats. 35, I believe, is Tanner Travis, and 2 is Mario Cazares. So the Wildcats, and now I believe Coronado is called timeout. So the never-ending second quarter is more never-ending. With a look at the scoreboard, Brawley up 20-0. We'll be back after this.
Ball now at the 21-yard line of the Islanders.
Brant Beef, the true natural, is a proud sponsor of tonight's Brawley Wildcat football game. Brant Beef is dedicated to helping you know the difference and to taste the difference in their beef products. Go Brawley Wildcats from the Brant Beef Company.
A&R Construction, serving the Imperial Valley since 1988. 1631 River Drive in Brawley. 760-344-4653. They are the proud sponsors of the Brawley Wildcat broadcast from the Desert Review.
Okay, back. As you saw, kind of a quick opener over the middle. And the Brawley High Wildcats, of course, all playing about 15 yards off of the football. And it's going to be another timeout with 19.9 seconds to go. As the Islanders pick up a first down, they will have first and 10 at the Brawley at the Islander 33-yard line. And again, we're going to step back and be back after this.
Got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Brad, I can help with coverages. Man-to-man coverage, zone coverage, combo coverage.
I don't know, Peyton. I was thinking the types of coverages that your nationwide agent offers.
Oh, like home, auto, business, life, farm, boat, your tour bus.
Products availability varies by state, agent, and other factors. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company, Columbus, Ohio.
For all your many sides, there's Nationwide. Call Hart Insurance Center, 898 Main Street, Brawley, or in the Prince Plaza, 1503 North Imperial Avenue, El Centro. Since 1945, we have a heart for personal service.
Okay, Coronado trying to climb back into this football game with 12.6 seconds to go. They throw a ball and get out of bounds, which will stop the clock, which they needed to do. I believe they might be out of timeouts. And they are going to talk it over. Oops. Try it that way. There we go. I think we're good. Okay, getting ready for halftime. Billy Brewer on his way over here stops to watch the final action from the field. And back to pass is the freshman quarterback for Coronado. He winds up, throws a pretty nice ball, but out of bounds. So with 7.4 seconds, there will be yet one more play. And, okay, we're ready to go. Good looking young quarterback. Let me get my roster out here. I got so much going on here. And all kind of noise. Hudson Herber, Herber. Remember that if we play him again, he's going to be something to put up to deal with. Okay, second, and that will be it. The Islanders try to run the football, and that will run out the clock. So the second quarter, which first quarter kind of went like grease lightning, second quarter not so much. And a look at the halftime score is the Brawley Wildcats 20 and the Coronado Islanders nothing. We'll be back from the island when the game continues after this.
Whether you're buying, selling, or renting a home, or for all your agricultural real estate needs, call on the Dom team, your experienced hometown agents who have served the Imperial Valley since 2002. Let the Dom team make your next real estate transaction more successful and enjoyable. Give Doug or Andrew a call at 760-427-6741. The Dom team, proud supporters of Wildcat football.
Brownie's Diner in Brawley and the Town Pump Restaurant in Westmoreland are proud sponsors of Wildcat football. Brownie's is open daily from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving delicious American and Mexican food, while the Town Pump serves the best steaks and seafood in the North End from 4:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Go Wildcats from Brownie's and the Town Pump. This portion of Wildcat football is brought to you by Clicka Parker Insurance Brokers, located at 350 G Street in Brawley. Stop by and talk with Jeff or Holly, or give them a call at 760-344-0600. That's Clicka Parker Insurance Brokers. Go Wildcats from Clicka Parker Insurance. This portion of Brawley High Wildcat football is brought to you by The Man Company, where you will find a complete line of quality Shell lubricants, oils, grease, and gear oils. You'll find the quality and the service you need at The Man Company in Brawley, located at 1313 Main Street. Go Wildcats from The Man Company. This portion of Wildcat football is brought to you by Ojeda Industries, located on the corner of Best Road and Jones, across from the airport in Brawley. Ojeda Industries has heavy-duty hubs, spindles, and trailer parts, as well as American roller chain and all sorts of bearings. You know Tony and Travis Ojeda. Stop by and see them at Ojeda Industries, located on the corner of Best Road and Jones, across from the airport in Brawley. Smith Kendall Insurance and Real Estate Agency is a proud sponsor of Wildcat football and has been serving the Valley's real estate and insurance needs since 1930. Stop by their office at 510 West Main Street in Brawley. Go Wildcats from Smith Kendall Insurance and Real Estate Agency.
Okay, welcome back to the island of Coronado. Tom Ronco with Billy Brewer should be hearing that now. Yeah, you're hot.
Test.
You're hot. Hear yourself? I hear you.
All right, as long as you do, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe
there you go. I got it.
Okay. All right. Sorry. All right, Billy. No.
We're good.
Nobody else listens to you, so we thought
I was going to say, my wife, my kids, nobody listens. You're right on that one. You're exactly right on that one.
Okay, our halftime guest, Billy Brewer, of course, and Billy, no pandemic up here on the island. They got a girls' basketball game this afternoon. They're having soccer and lacrosse practice when I got here. And I thought, wow, I guess I should feel pretty safe.
It's nice to see all these kids playing.
Yeah, it certainly is. It certainly is. Okay, the bell game. The Central picked up Desert Hot Springs for tonight, so they will not have a two-week layoff, and so everything should be a go.
Everything absolutely is a go, Coach. We'll be sending out some information this week. We're going to know more, from Monday and Tuesday from the health director, depending on how many people we can get into that stadium. Obviously, we're hoping to push the limits more than where we're at even tonight, obviously.
Yeah, this is not very, as you know more than I, it was kind of a squirrely situation to get in here. So, and it's pretty much empty. On both sides. Okay, so where do they find this information, Billy? Let's talk about...
We'll put it out on our website, and we'll start putting it out. Just BrawleyHigh.com. You can go to, or BrawleyHigh.org, I'm sorry. We'll have it on there. We'll have it on there starting Monday. Again, we just have to, meet and see. We're hoping to get 33% capacity, Coach, at the Bell game that night. And what that means is 33% on the home side, 33% on the visiting side. That's where the state standards are right now. And so that's kind of what we're looking at, and that's what we're pushing for. And obviously, we'd like to open tickets up to everybody. Again, if that was wasn't a state issue, we would do that. I'd pack that thing to the gills and watch a great game. I mean, there's nothing like that environment, and we have enough gates with the fire. We have enough stuff to be able to handle stuff like that as we have over the decades, as and when you were there. But we don't know that final answer yet. We will know more at the first of the week. I know that's tough for people, but as you know, we're changing. We finally got into the orange tier, and that's helping, obviously. And so I think we're going to be able to offer more tickets than where we've been. Let me put it that way. And hopefully we can, we're not going to pack out that stadium. We're not going to be able to do that. But, if we could get somewhere 30 or 40% capacity, it's a lot better than what you're looking at right now.
Okay. And, again, Billy will give you more information on that. It's not as simple as it sounds because cohorts will have something to do with it. And a cohort, in case you didn't know, is your family, the people that you live with. That is a cohort. And again, with testing, every day seems to get better and better. However, Southwest Eagles football season blew up. And, Billy, that's really tough, for people to understand that, we can open this up, but there are still consequences.
Oh, absolutely. And, I've been talking to our teams, without getting into the exact high schools, the other high schools, the one you just said, but there's two others.
There's two others.
There's two others. And in saying that, it can happen, it can happen to any of us. It can happen to any of us.
Well, Well, we've had problems at Imperial High School, and there's been problems at Calipatria High School.
So it's just one of those things, and it can happen to Brawley High School, it can happen to Central, it can happen anywhere.
Yeah.
So we all just have to be diligent in what we're doing and trying to protect ourselves. And it's hard trying to hold these kids in when they've been held in for a year already, and so it's hard going over this friend's house or that friend's house, and things happen. And then when they come back to practice, that can cause issues. And I'm talking all sports. I'm not talking just football, but obviously it would be a devastating blow if we don't take care and be able to get to the bell game, both schools. And that would be devastating for, I just think, the Imperial Valley, not just one school or the other, it's both schools. And so, but more important, we're trying to be safe. We got up here tonight and 20 or 25 kids want to go to the restroom. Well, it doesn't work that way, right? You got to use a little common sense. So, that's a kid's a kid. I don't care what color uniform they have on.
It's a long bus ride, Billy.
It's a long bus ride.
130-something miles.
Expensive bus ride. But I will say, and I don't blame them. They were on the bus close to 3 hours, between traffic and coming over the bridge and all of that. So, absolutely. And, at the end of the day, these kids deserve to come out and get out of the heat a little bit, and they deserve the one opportunity, especially these senior kids with 6 games with this night and obviously next Friday the 16th left, and it's over. It's over. And so first priority will be to take care of the family and family members next week, and then obviously we'd like to open it up, but it's like you said, it's not as easy as it sounds to do that.
It'll
you
be
have to have
dicey.
assigned seating. There's all kinds of stuff that you have to get involved in.
So just check out brawleyhigh.org, and
it'll be all over Twitter, Coach. It'll be all over everywhere. When it comes down to it, it'll be all over. We'll make sure you
Facebook, Suzanne, and them.
And El Centro ASB will have the information too, starting early next week, and we're going to send tickets over there. So the tickets will not be bought at Brawley High School. They will already have been purchased, and when you come to the bell game, it'll be check temperature and get in the game.
Less contact, the better.
Correct.
Very, very interesting from that aspect. And then, of course, we're saying, and then that's it, but that's not it. Baseball, softball, your soccer teams, your
track,
outdoor sports, track,
swim.
Well, swim's over, isn't it?
No, they're still going.
They're still going. Okay, good for
another week or so. Yeah,
good for. And that's all going to go on through May, right? And there's still talk of the playoffs for baseball, softball.
Well, some of those sports, believe it or not, as far as CIF extend beyond the graduation date. I'm not sure how that all works.
We might.
That's a CIF issue and not a Brawley issue.
It might be June, and we'll welcome any home games we can get, because I think teams may just decide it's. It's going to be a little toasty down in the valley, although it can be toasty in May. So
let me say this, Coach, real quick, and maybe people want to know this. Football starts July 30th. And that's soon. And our first ball game.
Yeah, that's.
I'm talking about next fall. I'm sorry.
Fall practice.
Yes, I'm talking.
Practice.
Well, Hell Week, what we call Hell Week, which is pure that.
Okay.
But what I will tell you is, your first legal game is August 20th. It seems to get earlier and earlier, and sometimes the Imperial Valley is not taken into account with some of those schedules, obviously. But August 20th is the first game. Now we on August 27th, John and I just signed a contract with Valley Center, so we're going to be out. We're trying to get out of there those first 2 weeks.
Rob
we have
Gilster.
our home game.
Rob Gilster, man, I'd love to see Rob.
Rob Gilster called last night, actually, and usually when he calls, that means he has a loaded team. I mean,
yeah, he doesn't call us up there for.
No, and
he's not calling us to tea and crumpets.
No, we have some kids coming back too. So it is what it is, and it'll be a good start. It won't be game 1; it'll be game 2, and we're trying to get one more game, and just the problem with playing some of these smaller schools where we're at tonight when they limit people just to 80 on our side, and I get it. The stands are small, and I deal with we all deal with Hilton. We get it.
Well, we would assume that by August, if we're still playing, it will probably be wide open to a large extent.
And that's a question right now because you have some others saying might not those first couple months. So I don't know the answer to that, but I do know. We have 45 football players and we have 33 cheerleaders, and you times that times 2, you're getting near 160 tickets, and we were 80, and so you can see the parents around the gates tonight.
Yeah, they're all.
And that's because I couldn't offer freshman and sophomore parents, and that was brutal. I wish we could have. We took care of the upperclassmen, obviously starting with the seniors, just because of where they're at in their last games, but again, we don't like to deny anybody. We don't want to. We're not part of that, and that's not what we're all about. And Brawley High School has always worked hard to treat everybody the same, starting from the school board down, in the support of that school. And without that support of all of them, we would never be where we're at today. Definitely. And I mean in the total athletic program. I'm not talking just football.
I'm going to tell you because I will say it again when I get up to Valley Center. Ethan Gutierrez is learning a lot about playing on turf, and he better get used to it because the speed of the game is different, and he's kind of slipping and sliding.
Well, I can tell you his spikes need to be deeper, and I can tell you that turf field. Again, we've never been here, Coach. We've never played here in my 20 whatever years.
1957.
Okay, there you go.
That's the last time in.
I wasn't born. I mean, I'm getting old, but I'm not that old.
Yeah.
But what I will tell you is that field is not your usual turf field where you sink in, with the tire and stuff. That is very thin, maybe a half an inch.
Yeah.
And I mean, we could be doing better. Don't get me wrong what I'm saying here. We need to play better to get ready for next week.
But it's a different surface.
But
you got to get used to it.
It's different, and they start picking it up second quarter. First quarter was way too slow. I mean, we were all... we just need to do a better job. But I mean, all of us starting from the 80 down. But when I say that, it is a very short field, and that's more times than not. That's what was happening with him.
Okay, we are at Coronado Island. Brawley is up 20-0. Hoping that I think Lloyd leaves that on there. I always have a note to myself, among other things, say the score, say the score, say the score. But I forget you can see the score. So I got to get into the early quarter of the 20th or 21st century myself and realize we are on a webcast. No more radio, no more having to paint the picture. You can see the picture. And so anyway, we appreciate Billy always coming up because information is gold at this particular point in time. And you're down on the field, among other things, and getting all of this. Again, Coronado with a freshman quarterback.
Well, let me tell you something, Coach, and I know how difficult it has been for you guys because they're not really set up for, this kind of stuff. They have the NFHS thing that's multi-camera, but they're not really ready for the whole live stream thing with outlets and electricity, and you know that. But what I tell you was they have done a heck of a job in supporting us, and I'm just talking about the football kids down there and the coaches and myself. I appreciate Miss Nixon, who's the AD here. First time I've ever met her. I've talked to her a whole bunch of times, but actually met her in person. Actually, I just met her as I was walking up here, and they've been as good as gold to us. And
they've been very good. I mean, she had concerns, and we addressed them. I got here, and everybody was just like, "What do you need?"
Yeah, they're very kind. Very kind.
That's great, and that's what we. Hope that someday they'll come down to Brawley and we get a chance to retip them.
That's not going to happen. But let me just tell you this. I've already been told that's not going to happen. But let me just tell you.
That's soon, anyway.
Well, I get it. I get it, and we're glad to come up here. Let me say about you guys, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Desert Review, having us on here. Obviously, it's a great opportunity for these kids to be shown. And, again, I'd like to also say, just Simon Canales, Mr. Greg Smith, and Jesse Sanchez, they've been working their tail off. Tony Leone, they have been working their tail off just to try to have athletics, and it's not been easy. And I know people can't understand that sometimes. I get it. I had to watch my son wrestle this year on video. I didn't like a second of it. I wanted to break the camera every time. I get it. We all get it. But we're trying to do the right thing, and we're trying to do the best thing for these kids. And at the end of the day, frustration or not, they're out there playing and we're watching a football game, and that's number one.
Yeah, and Simon has been as vice chair of the executive committee of the San Diego CIF. Has been a great resource to me, and there's some stories and articles that I have written, and he's always available. Sometimes very much late at night I get an email back.
Works hard,
but it's okay. Yeah, he's you can tell he doesn't get paid by the hour.
No, he's up all hours. I can tell with the bags under his eyes when he comes to school the next day. But again, without that support system all the way down to the school board, we wouldn't have we wouldn't have anything that we have. So I appreciate you guys, and good luck the second half.
We'll see you next Friday at Warren Field, partner.
Thanks, Coach. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, Brawley Wildcats, and a nice return to open up the second half. And now I'm hearing a little feedback. So something is not right. And okay, I heard a little feedback.
Echo's gone.
But I got rid of it. There was a little feedback right now.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Okay, it's coming up. Okay. I'm just going to take this off of the... Apparently, everybody's stuck with me for the remainder of this one. So let's see if we can get a win out of this for the Wildcats. 20-0. And again, Coronado would like to come out. A score would put them right back in this football game. And... that's what they're looking for. Nice kickoff return when you start a drive on your own 45-yard line. Life could be worse. And on first down, they're going to pick up 2 or 3 yards on that. Okay, there we go. And, Wildcats. Channy Self and a plethora of Wildcats kind of got on that one. Travis Tanner out there, or Tanner Travis. Is it Travis Tanner or Tanner Travis? Hold on. Tanner Travis out there, and again, the Wildcats made some adjustments at halftime, and that looks like it could be one of them. Okay, and
32 numbers.
And close to a first down. Nice run out there. And he's getting up a little gingerly, but it appears he's going to be extremely close to the Wildcats. And they're going to go ahead and give them the first down. So out will come number 21 for the Wildcats, and that is Charlie Lai Jr. Good to see Charlie out there. And in will come number 72, a little more beef in the middle. That's Tomas Rubio. And Heller is out here, and everybody's waiting for him, and he's going to go down. And nice tackling out there by the Wildcats. The freshman, number 10 for Brawley. That is... Gilbert Corrales. And Corrales makes the tackle, gets a little help over there from number 31, Frutos. And he makes, and Figueroa, all there for making the tackle. And it's gotten chilly here on the island. We're on Coronado Island. First trip here, first time Brawley's played here since 1957, and the Wildcats won that one. They're looking for it again. Some nice, nifty little running in there by number 9 for the Coronado Islanders, and that's Zane Delcourt. And he is a running back and a linebacker, and he is a junior. So a couple of their better players are juniors, and they looked for something that looked like the game was a little bit better than it was. Brings up 3rd and 5 from the Brawley 45, and back to passes. Heller, he throws out in the flat, and the Wildcats are there, and he is not going to get the first down. Playing that one kind of textbook. was number 6, J.J. Gutierrez for the Brawley High Wildcats. And the Wildcats were all there to help out. Number 10 jumped in there. Number 19, Nathan May. Number 10, Gilbert Corrales. And so it's going to bring up 4th down. And the Islanders, trailing 20-0 with 8:38 to go here in the third quarter, are going to go for it. And why not? Okay, 3rd and 4. Wildcats now come up on trips, and they're going to jump offside. So the Wildcats jump offside, trying to get a quick start. And bad mental error, lack of discipline. And I'll tell you what, you can't blame that on any one Wildcat. There were 6 or 7 of them jumping off the line. And good call. Well-coached team are the Coronado Islanders. And the coach called that one. 1st and 10 now from the 33-yard line. And again, up the middle goes number 9. Playing a little smash-mouth football are the Coronado Islanders. Pickup of 6. So Brawley had no answer at the moment. And out there is Brody Enders, number 37. 55 is Adam Salazar. 19, David May. All the Wildcats up in the boxes. It looks like a running formation, and that it is. And pretty much a rugby scrum. And on 2nd and about 3, let's see what the Islanders do. Probably change their blocking scheme, and it's going to be 3rd and inches. And it looks like they're doing a little cross-buck blocking where they're pulling the guard and tackle and switching them. Okay, so on 3rd and short, Coronado goes into trips. They might take a shot into the end zone. Quarterback is Herbert, and a toss into the backfield, and somebody got in there fast. I'm going to see his number when he gets up. Somebody was all over that. And that would be, and I think that was Enders, and 41, Chandler Self. So guys watching the film looked for that quick toss play out of the trips. I thought they'd take a shot in the end zone, but not to be. 6:47 in a fast-moving third quarter. Brawley up 20-0, still has yet to get the ball on offense, but right now the issue is stopping it. 4th and 5 again. 2nd, 4th down on this drive that Coronado's going for. Double pump and a throw, and it's going to be a 1st down. Great protection for the freshman Herbert, and Herbert just kind of gunned it. You cannot give any quarterback that kind of time. The pattern was down and back, and all the Wildcat can do is keep the guy in front of him. And nice tackle out there by Daniel Camilo. On the other side, Isaiah Young, number 23. But for the second time, 2 4th down conversions, and playing a little riverboat gambler here. And here comes a out around. The Wildcats trying to keep him from turning the corner. And I believe that's number 9 again. And this time number 9 doesn't get too far. Taking him down was Jaden Figueroa. He's kind of got his... The trouble with this turf is you can lock your foot so easily. You have to really... And this is great for Brawley. Brawley's going to have their second game of the season, we were told by Athletic Director Billy Brewer at halftime at Valley Center. So that's a turf field, a famous one for Tarrant Brawley players. So they should have a little bit of taste. Back to pass is Herbert. He throws in the end zone, and they're going to throw a flag. That's pass interference, I'm sure, on Brawley. And they were both kind of tussling, but of course you get applause if you throw it on the visitors and not if you throw it on the home team. And really, everybody thinks they're going to get a 1st and goal, but it's really only 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Too much NFL football. You do not get it. And they're going to count. Oh, it's a 15-yarder. Oh, they're going to call it intentional. Okay. Well, now that's a little different. It'll put it inside the 10-yard line. No, right about the 12. So really, it just made up the 12 yards that were the second down. And since
penalty makes it good enough for an Islander.
Okay. Well, it says second down in inches, so everybody got a little excited. 5:31 to go, clock stopped. Brawley up 20-0, but now backed up deep in their own territory, and they're going to give it to DeLu again, or Decor, and Decor is going to pick up the first down. So they're going to bring it down. It looks like it'll be at about the 12-yard line.
Close enough for an Islander.
Yeah, but it's still going to, so technically Coronado can get to the 2-yard line and get a first down and not a touchdown. So that does make a difference, because if you, okay, for first and 10 from the 12-yard line, 5:18 and counting here in the third quarter. And again, Brawley has not touched the football on offense. All right, Coronado from their own 45. Oh, and there you go. This time they went counter with number 9, Decor.
Islander touchdown, number 9, Team Delcor.
And here comes the extra point attempt, and the PAT is up, and it is barely good, but it is good. So look at the scoreboard with 5:03 to go here in the third quarter. Brawley will finally get its chance to go on offense after seeing its lead cut to 20-7. And as the weather changes, cooling off here, we're in a ball game, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
On the board, 7 points. Hey, let's finish introducing the rest of those cheerleaders down there, folks. On a first-name basis, we've got Abby down there. Where are you, Abby? Lucy. Where's Lucy?
Okay, I don't know if that's going out. It looks like it.
Chloe. Joey.
All right, we're back for the kickoff. I'm not sure that commercial ran or not. Well, it did. Okay, all right. It don't matter if I can hear it or not. I know it pretty well. All right, here comes Brawley, and the kickoff is going to be kind of short. Isaiah Young takes it on about the 18, gets out, gets down the sideline, and is out of bounds. And he'll advance it to the 37, 30, no, so Camilo on that, I'm sorry. And he gets it out to the 37-yard line. And with 4:58 to go, Brawley will get its first shot at offense, leading 20-7. Remember, they went into halftime, leading 20-6. So let's hope this is not a tale of two halves, and we'll see what the Wildcats can do. And they come out with split with a single back. Isaiah Young trips to the left, a single receiver to the right, and here goes Ethan Torres on a design quarterback draw. Spins around a little bit, and he will pick up about 6 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd and 4. 4:42 and the clock running. Clock certainly an ally. Brawley would like nothing better than to return the favor with a 7-minute drive of their own, which would actually take it into the fourth quarter. Next Friday night, we will be at Warren Field in Brawley for the Bell game. Doesn't get any better than that. Even if it's a pandemic 2020 version, it's still going to be Central in Brawley. 4:16 to go, and Isaiah Young gets the carry, and Young hit initially at the line of scrimmage, is going to bull his way forward for a yard or 2. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 1.5. Call it 1. 3rd and 1 3:57 to go. Brawley up 20-7. Needs to keep this drive going and keep the ball out of the hands of a Coronado Islanders who have just been resuscitated. And here come the Wildcats. We'll give you that offensive line again here in a moment. Suddenly we went from light where I couldn't see anything to total darkness. And this home side is a little creepy. Yeah, no, I'm okay. And on 3rd and 3, again, I've seen more scrum-looking tackles. People can't get down and make the tackle. But after all is said and done, that's Isaiah Young. And Young is going to pick up 4 or 5 yards on that and get Brawley a first down. Okay, Gutierrez brings him out. Now we're in the traditional double wing T, and it's going to be a give to Isaiah, and Isaiah, whoa, like he is shot out of a cannon, and he gets a hole, and a nice lead out there by number 52 for the Brawley High Wildcats. That is center Brian Porpoise, Porros, and he led the way. I'll tell you, Isaiah just rode right behind him, and he cleared out a couple of would-be tacklers. And Brawley now with another 1st and 10, this time at the Islander 38-yard line. They put a man in motion and the ball on the carpet, and that's the last thing that was needed. It was a Barca, and something happened, and the Islanders take over. So this game could suddenly change, folks. So a bad handoff, and suddenly Coronado is at their own 42-yard line.
Ball on the Islander 42, 1st and 10.
And with the fumble recovery. And Decor trying to get around the corner, and he doesn't make it this time. Running to the short side of the field, or actually the long side of the field at this point in time. And so with 2:13 and the clock running, suddenly the only thing going right for the Wildcats is that the ball is staying in bounds. And Coronado quickly out of the huddle trying to keep things moving. 2nd and 7 from the Islander 46. They put a man in motion, double wing T, and they give it to DeLuc, and he's moving around. But this time, I'll tell you, they're trying to tackle that kid high, and it ain't working. It ain't working. And Islanders are not quitting on their blocks. And the Wildcats are not getting low. They're trying to grab Decor high, and it just ain't working. And now a flag goes up. I think the Wildcats got some, Coach John Self is disagreeing. I think he's seeing some holding in there, and unsportsmanlike conduct against Brawley, and that's on him, I believe. And I, quite frankly, can't blame him because they're letting them push that scrub around. And somebody's going to get hurt. And that's a 15-yarder. So, wow. Okay, so a fumble and a 15-yard penalty. And suddenly, things are getting a little tight around here. Wildcats held out Coronado a couple of times in the first half, but haven't been able to show it yet. And now... Okay. Here we go. And they wind up the clock. And 1st and 10, Coronado. And again, this time they shoot DeLu up the middle. And DeLu is going to pick up about 5 yards, it looks like. So kind of running at the Wildcats.
2nd and 6 now for the Islanders at the...
Okay, give it a gain of 4, and in comes Tomas Rubio, and out comes number 73 for the Brawley Wildcats. We don't have that. That would be 72 and 74, Hernan Beltran. And back to pass is a quarterback. He's got a man in the flat, but there's Wildcats there. But one falls, and I'm telling you what, they're not adjusting well to the turf. And falling down was number 6, J.J. Gutierrez, lost his footing. He had that covered for a loss. But again, if you're watching this, as you're watching it, not if, as you're watching it, I would hope, they slip out. And Wildcats are not anywhere near ready. I don't know what the heck's game, just not very good looking. And here's Decor. Decor is going to try to fall forward for a yard. He needed a little over a yard, about 1.5 yards. And he just kind of ran into the line. But the Wildcats, some kind of or other, just wheels coming off the wagon a little bit. As again, you could see they were not in any kind of position to defend anything. And that's another Coronado first down. And we're going to end the third quarter on this play. And but Brawley ran exactly 2 plays in the third quarter, and DeLue trying to get outside, and boom, down he goes. He paid the price for staying up a little too long on that one, as Tanner Travis comes over and levels him, and it'll be a loss of 2. So out of the 12 minutes of the third quarter, Brawley had the ball for about, seriously, 1 minute. And can't keep. You want to have the ball on offense, although in all fairness to Brawley, most of the players on offense just play defense. So they would be out there one way or another, but it's a little different when you're got the pressure of defending rather than the pressure of attacking. So look at the scoreboard, Brawley 20, now Coronado 7. We'll be back.
Here's another shout out, folks. A special thank you to all of the chain gang workers out there and parent volunteers. They worked hard all season, all the home games this season. Without you, we could have done nothing but have no home games, but now we do. Another shout out, give our senior football players a big send-off. How about that, huh? This is their last home game.
Okay, welcome back to exciting 2020 Brawley High Wildcat Football Pandemic Version 2021. And the Wildcats, again, who could not have had possession of that football for more than a minute or 1.5 minutes in the third quarter, is suddenly now still on defense, leading 20-7. And start the third quarter. Back to pass is the freshman Herbert. He's throwing in the end zone, has a man open, and just overthrew him. Holy Toledo. Coverage out there, if you want to call it that, by number 10, Gilbert Cordalis, who might die of carbon monoxide poisoning if he keeps getting that far behind. Just a first time they've thrown that pattern. Guy just real streaked out and then turned it back in, kind of, I guess, a 30-yard curl or whatever you want to call it. 11:53, that stops the clock. So suddenly the clock that was running freely stopped for a moment. And here's Decor again. And this time Decor is going to get met by Nathan May. And May just wrestles him around. Also in there now, number 77 for the Brawley High Wildcats in on that tackle. That's Levangelist Pittman, and I'll tell you, Pittman is a load. He comes out. Number 75 comes out. That's Alan Carrillo. So the Wildcats kind of change out a little bit, take out a couple of the lighter guys, and put some beef down on that line, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 14. They throw in the end zone, and that receiver just fell down. He just plain lost his footing. It would have been close, I'll tell you that, friends and neighbors, as he had the proverbial step on the Brawley defender. And that's Isaiah Young, I think. And, now that I called him out, I better make sure that's who it is. What do you got? What number? 23, Isaiah Young. And didn't want to get the wrong hombre. So Brawley is able to dodge the bullet and hold on 4th down.
First and 10 for the Wildcats.
So Brawley, whose last drive did not end well, and wow, somebody kind of thrown around out there, and that's a Barca. Barca, not a real big young fella, stature-wise, but plays with a lot of heart. I think I nicknamed him a couple of weeks ago my Manny Pacquiao. Punches above his weight class. 10:49 to go, and Brawley's going to start in their own territory at their own 25-yard line. And they go backwards on 1st down. It's that pitch that Abarca took 55 yards for a touchdown in the first quarter. Didn't fool anybody that time. So now the Wildcats have trips. That's off to the left side of the line. It's the lone receiver on the right. That's Figueroa. And back to pass is Gutierrez. They blitz, and Gutierrez has got a big, wide lane. He jukes a couple of tacklers and then is going to go out of bounds kind of wisely. After he picks up about 11 of the 12 yards, or 10 of the 12 yards that Brawley needed. Coronado, as you saw, sent everybody, kind of a jailbreak, and didn't give him a chance to even find a receiver. And Gutierrez just getting better and better every day, running that football like a, reminds me of Ross Rubio. 10-12 to go, and the Wildcats give it to Isaiah Young, and he just can't break a tackle. He ain't going down either, and finally goes down in a clump, which again is typical of pandemic tackling. This guys could not get in shape fast enough. You'll see a much different product when we go to Valley Center, second game of the season, come August. And at the 44-yard line, the Wildcats continue possession and continue to run the clock, which has now become their ally, leading 20-7. Led out there by center Brian Porpas, and we'll give you the rest of that offensive line in a moment. Ethan Gutierrez in no hurry, looks over the line, and back to pass, rolls out, flicks the ball out here. Nice. And he finds number 3, that's Jaden Figueroa. And I'll tell you, that was not an easy throw and not an easy catch. But it shows you the maturity of Ethan. I don't know, man. He's a gunslinger. He's acting like he's a gunslinger, and he's still can't get a learner's permit to drive a car. So I'm impressed. Both these quarterbacks are young. Neither one of them don't even know if they've had driver's ed yet. So here we go. 9:30 to go. Now Brawley back in the double wing tee on 2nd down and short. And they're going to give it to Isaiah. Oh, nice move. Nice move to the outside. Legs taken out from under him by Decor, who's also playing defense, seeing a little double duty. But that was just a nice movement by the line, and Isaiah just followed the blocks. Again, that line is Poporis, Seth Melendrez, Jonathan Garcia, Adam Salazar is the left guard, and the left tackle is Tomas Rubio. And Tomas is the man for this particular year, although he's again has Adam Salazar right next to him as a guard. And also Melendrez is a senior. The center, by the way, is a sophomore. So he and Ethan better get comfortable with each other, because they're going to be together for the next 3 years, or 2 years at least. 8:52 to go. And back to pass is Gutierrez. He turns. He's got a man wide open. It's Chandler Self. And Channy makes the catch and gets taken down on the 15-yard line. What a beautiful throw by Ethan Gutierrez. And a beautiful over-the-shoulder, I can't see it till it clears the defender, catch by Channy Self. And that has to be the Self's family's record for a pass reception, being that Coach John and his brother Alan were linemen. So is that all right? Is that fair, guys? Can I call that one? Okay. If it's not the longest catch, it's by far the best catch. Okay, 8:44 to go, and the Wildcats now trying to kind of reclaim this a little bit, put a stake maybe, drive it a little deeper into the heart of the Coronado Islanders. And with 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line, Gutierrez didn't like something, so he's going to talk to coaches John Self and Brandon Young, and we will be back after this message.
More shout-outs again, and it's redundant, but we got to do it. Cheering for the last time at Coronado High School home game are our amazing senior cheerleaders.
Okay, now.
We'll always keep it going. Abby, Andrea, Ashley, Bella, Jean, Genevieve, Joey, Cassidy, Kelly, Lexi, Lucy, Mackenzie, and Noel.
This portion of Wildcat Football is brought to you by Ojeda Industries, located on Wildcats Street in Jones, across from the airport in Raleigh.
Okay, we're all right. We're back. We'll try a couple of these drop-in ones here in a second.
1st and 10 from the Islander 15-yard line.
Okay, 8:44 to go. Brawley leading 20-7. Just made a stand against Coronado. Now a little bit of a bad handoff, and Ethan Gutierrez is going to get hog-tied and grabbed by his jersey and thrown down. There is a flag, I believe. I saw something come out of somebody's pocket. And let's see what this is all about. The play is Gutierrez lost about 7 yards. It just didn't look good. A bad exchange. 2nd one. And instead of putting it on the carpet, he kept it. Okay, there's going to be illegal procedure against Brawley. And, of course, they want to get the play. So, all right. Again, that just didn't look good from the get-go. I don't know if it was a count or what, but it just didn't look good, as you saw. And suddenly a fast-moving third quarter becomes a slow-moving or a little slower-moving fourth quarter. Okay, this brings up 2nd and 15 for the Wildcats. And they put trips out there, put Isaiah Young in motion. So there's nobody back. And a gun throw down the middle to number 3. And they're going to say, no, he's down at the 1-yard line. Whoa, what a throw. Ethan just gunned that ball. The man in motion was Jaden Figueroa. And he went in motion and then just took off. And again, you can really gain some speed if you're moving on this turf. And great catch by Jaden Figueroa. And so 13-3 and 13-41. And now sets up a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. And the Wildcats, you see them in the double wing tee. Ethan, no hurry. Quarterback is Gutierrez. He pitches it to number 3, and something happened. They're going to call motion on Brawley again. I don't know if we're just out of sync or what's going on. But this is a little, it's a short season, but this is the 5th game, and you should be over some of this by now. And it takes them from 1st and goal from the 1 to, this is where penalties hurt. If you're going the other way and they jump offside, you lose a half a yard. But now the Wildcats have a 1st and goal from the 6th. And we'll see what coaches send in on this one. And maybe the only good news, besides it stopped the clock, is it may take Brawley a couple more plays to score, which might take a little more time off. Okay, double wing tee, man in motion. Back to, no, it's going to give it on an end around. And that's number 6, I believe, J.J. Gutierrez, or no, number 8?
Touchdown, number 8.
Yep, number 8. There he is again. Number 8, Ruben Abarca, comes around, takes it, and runs 6 yards. And now the Wildcats have put some distance between themselves and a resurging Coronado Islanders with 6:58 to go. And a couple of nice passes in that drive by Ethan Gutierrez, one to Channy Self and the other to Jaden Figueroa. Going to try there. We try an extra point PAT kick about once a game. Here's Nathan May, and May, hey, kicks it with some authority. So Nathan May, number 19, nails the PAT. And hey, with the bell game coming, we're going to need all hands on deck. A look at the scoreboard with 6:58 to play from Coronado Islander. For Coronado Island is the Coronado Islanders 7, the Brawley High Wildcats 27, and we'll be back.
This webcast is being brought to you by the Desert Review and Wildcat Broadcasting and is presented on thedesertreview.com and on Facebook at The Desert Review. Wildcat football is sponsored by OK Rubber Tire Company, Jordan Central Implements, Desert RV, Brant Beef, Carter Taylor and Lidco, Clayton Drain Tile, and Fry Chapel and Mortuary. And now back to exciting Brawley High Wildcat football.
Okay, I like those little quick hitters. I may have to edit a couple of them, but I'll get some of those up for the bell game. So, because in the bell game we don't take breaks. Bell game, be serious. You know, that's one of those games where you go as a fan and you stand up the entire time. That's what this is all about. Okay, so looks like Brawley will go away from the island for the second time in 60 some odd years with a victory. And I talked to Don Shank about this the other day, part of our chain gang. And he kind of said the same thing. They came up and the team was, pretty good and pretty well respected. And took Brawley a while, but they got the handle on it. 27-7 Wildcats, 6:54 to go. Again, check out. I'm not sure what's the web page on the
Desert Review.
Okay, check the Desert Review. But the Wildcats have a Facebook page.
Brawley Wildcats.
Well, apparently somebody else doesn't check it besides me. It's okay. 6:54 to go. It's out there somewhere. Hey, you netheads, you'll figure it out. Go find Brawley Wildcats. Suzanne Rutherford and her crew do a great job of getting information out there. And boom. Okay, nice little pass. And nice catch. Looks like another. I'm telling you, the legs on some of these people, are kind of on the. If they're chickens, you'd throw them back. You'd go look for something with a little more meat on it to cook. How's that? That a way to say it? They're a little scrawny, maybe. Is that a nice way to say scrawny? They're scrawny, and it's just the future of football. I think a lot of seniors. I don't know what happened. Oh, a bomb and overthrown. Out there playing kind of man-to-man, and you can't play handsy in high school. Was Cordalis for the Brawley High Wildcats. At least that time he was in the neighborhood of the pass and made a little bit long, but he would have been there. And Brawley secondary has gotten better every. I think over the last 10 seasons has continually improved. Mainly because up till then people were always trying to throw on us, and we just got the idea we got to get better at this. Here's Herber. Herber throws a little sidewinder gunslinger pass. Isaiah Young is out there on the coverage. Also back there for the Wildcats, number 31, and that's Chris Camilo, just a freshman. Speaking of scrawny legs, again, the clock now, the game slows down once we get into passing mode. And good experience for the freshman quarterback from Coronado, by the way. Ethan Gutierrez faced a couple of these situations last year, most notably at Yuma Catholic. And you got to learn to not force the ball, pick your spots, make time. Oh, a little fake on the, and they're going to get him, and they're going to get him. But it's going to be awfully on the spot. And the referee, not like he knows, not like the referee on the far side of the field who can't see the yard markers on the other side, runs right over, waving first down. All right? Okay? I'm just going to tell you, this is welcome to San Diego County. It's, even in a game we're winning, we still got to put up with somewhat injustices by, officials. But you all saw that, so I'm not telling you anything. But if you look at that, get a chance tomorrow, go back to YouTube, The Desert Review, check out the game, fast forward if you want to, and watch that play. Because he comes running from out of position, runs right to where the first down is, waving first down. And so, anyway, I rest my case. 5:55 to go. And Camilo in on the stop. No gain. Brawley 27, Coronado 7. Wildcats will improve on the season to 5-0. But, you don't want to be 5-1 at the end of next week. Or next game, right. Channy Self with a knockdown. Just kind of stayed out there. Stayed home. Stayed where he's supposed to. And quickly, Coronado's back at it. And actually, this is good because we know Central's going to come out chucking it. So it's good for the Brawley defenders to have to do this. Also to try to put some pressure on the quarterback. They're doing it from the blind side. If they ever pick up that we're coming hard charging from the left, they might throw that way, but apparently nobody's picking that up. 5:30. Okay, so it's 4th and 10. And let's see what happens. Wildcats are thinking it's a pass. Everybody's staying home, out to the left again, and this time the ball is popped up. Nice play from behind out there by number 6 for the Brawley Wildcats. That's J.J. Gutierrez, who finally caught up to Heber. They finally figured out to get him out of the pocket. Herber, H-E-R-B-E-R. Not Heber, as in town between El Centro and Calexico. 5:24 to go. Again, looking forward to the Bell game next week. That'll be on Friday night. That'll be at 7 o'clock. Now we're getting back to this is our second consecutive Thursday night football game. Not that unusual anymore, and look for some in the fall because we don't supposedly have enough referees. Now, you might ask, why is there suddenly enough referees now? And we'll answer that question as the Islanders call timeout after this message.
This webcast is being brought to you by the Desert Review and Wildcat Broadcasting and is presented on thedesertreview.com and on Facebook at The Desert Review. Wildcat Football is sponsored by Clickup Parker Insurance Company, A&R Construction, Brawley Auto Center, Smith Kendall Insurance and Real Estate, One World Beef Packers, and the Town Pump and Brownies Restaurant. And now, more exciting Brawley High Wildcat football.
Okay, welcome back to Coronado, and I would like to again tell you that is indeed the case. Brownies and the Town Pump are one and the same. Brownies for breakfast and lunch, the Town Pump menu for dinner. Stop on by, say hi to Gabe and Juanita, and, former Wildcat lineman and Wildcat Hall of Fame. He's up in the gym, and Juanita, of course, a cheerleader, and son Gilly, a key cog in some Brawley Wildcat football teams. So, if you're a Wildcat fan, good place. I like to stop by and have lunch myself. 5:24 to go, and the reason why there are Thursday night games now could be, but there are no JV or freshman games, so all the referees that normally might be working are working. So I think the Thursday game, they tell me somebody's using this field tomorrow night, which is unusual. I would think is my field, you could use it, but not on Friday night. You would be relegated to another night. But these are just nice people, as Billy and I talked about. Apparently, very nice people. Nicer than I would have been. I think people in Brawley would have said, what are you doing giving away our field on Friday night? So here we go. 4:48 and counting. Wildcats 27-7 have this one pretty much salted away. Ethan Gutierrez, as you can see, just kind of letting the clock go down. He's not trying to draw anybody offside or anything. And here's Isaiah Young. And Isaiah Young weaves his way. And with 4:30 to go,
good for a first down.
at some point, I think you're going to see some relief coming in. That's pretty good. Shanny Self's coming out. A few more players are coming in. I just kind of asked myself on that play in the back of my mind, what is Isaiah doing in there when we're winning by 20 points? And the Bell game's coming up next week. So let's say that the coach has kind of figured that one out too, although Jaden Figueroa is still out there. Camilo's still out there, it looks like. So we'll see. Gutierrez is out of the shotgun. He's going to take his time. And the referee, the back judge, actually gives you a signal. He starts counting like a basketball referee. If you can see that in the video, watch the guy way in the back on the defensive side. And what Ethan is doing is looking at him. And he starts a signal when you have 5 seconds, like a referee counts in basketball. They give you the ball inbounded, and he signals. So when Ethan sees his hand moving, he knows he's got 5 seconds to get it going. So he's not sitting back there with this magical clock in his head. Okay, let's get that straight. And it's, referees work with the kids. They're here to make the game safer and easier for everybody to play. 3:48 to go, except for that guy with the bogus call at the first down. But anyway, Brawley's going to be close to a first down. And again, we got, let's see what some numbers out there I might not have seen before. Let me look at the offensive end of this, and that'll tell me. Okay, who's coming in? Okay, so Wildcats kind of running some people in and out. Out goes Isaiah. Gets a low 5 from his father. And here come the Wildcats again. If you watch that back judge, he's looking at his watch, and he's going to start to signal. And Ethan's just staring him down. He holds up 5. This means you got 5 seconds. Kind of cool, huh? And except if everybody sits around too long, and then they get all out of sync, and then they do a illegal procedure, and they lose 5 yards. So you gain a little, you lose a little. 3:06 to go, and we'll be heading off the island here. I will say to a certain extent that San Diego not necessarily going crazy over the pandemic. Traffic was interesting. Not quite what it used to be. I'll give it that. But I'll tell you what, it's not the ghost town you saw videos of back when no more stay at home. And people took that. People may not have taken the stay at home seriously, but they're saying they're taking the don't stay at home very seriously. Okay, up here at least 2:31, and a give. Oh, nice give. And that's oh, wait a minute, ball flop out or something. That was J.J. Gutierrez, right? Running out of the halfback? Fullback, halfback, doesn't matter. Single back. See, we don't even have to identify people. A single back. Okay, what does that mean? Lined up, kind of just shot up the middle like out of a cannon. Keeps the clock running. And the Wildcats, again, in no big hurry. They very happy with this score. However, kind of hard to tell, especially a senior like JJ, don't score. Pretty tough. Here we go. I'm looking off to the left. We'll get to right. We'll get to that in a minute. Like Brawley, the junior high is right across the street, and they share some athletic fields, which is a little smarter than we are. Okay, ball's going to go down. Yep, that's Gutierrez again. And JJ, a senior. And who called timeout? I don't think anybody called that.
Our referees did a great job tonight.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you can hear the PA system, but that's one person. That's one person's opinion. Oh, my goodness. Man, you want to call them out. Oh, geez. They're calling their names out. Oh, my goodness. That's like the... You know, the CIF actually does have a manual on being an announcer, and I'm sure that's not in there. You know. All right, whatever. Maybe they live here and they want the fans to appreciate them. J.J. Gutierrez on that was from the 6-yard line, it looks like. So we have a 6-yard touchdown run by J.J. to finish off his senior year. Hey, boom, boom.
Hey, while we're waiting, folks, another big shout out. Jamie MacArthur, class of 1975, played football across the street at Cutler Field. He's spotting everybody tonight. And then Brad Couture, everybody knows Mr. Couture, the teacher, football player, college football player. I want to shout out to Brad Couture, who handles the clock tonight.
Okay, so as you saw, the extra point by David May is through with ease. So the Wildcats may not be having to may go back to a more traditional game, and a game against the Bell game. 1 point is precious. All points are precious. So May's looked pretty good on the last 2 kicks. They have used Fructose before. And I'd have to go back through my notes to see if they use May, because quite frankly, my memory's not that good at the moment. This whole pandemic thing's kind of blowing by rather quickly. But with 45.6 seconds to go, Wildcats leading now 34-7. It's interesting because I think May could be a weapon. I think Central has something else to practice for, because it's no longer we're going to run for 2. Well, May had plenty of leg on that one. May's kicking off again, and he does a little pooch kick, and wow, it looked like the young man from Coronado might take off. We're going to see some throwing, and again, good practice for Brawley, because all of the regulars are out there, not because we want to pour it on, but because they need the practice, because we know rookie Pena is going to come in ducking and chucking. And so we need to be ready for that. We will be with you maybe a little earlier. Maybe Betty can put the word out. Maybe let's try to go with 6:40. It's the Bell game. We'll have a little more to talk about. But check. We may go 6:30 if we think we got enough stuff not to put you to sleep before the game. And the poor freshman back to pass, and he meets J.J. Gutierrez, who is fired up after scoring a touchdown. And... Here comes the Islanders. Oh, they call timeout to kind of do it. And again, well-coached team. I think a little outmanned. And again, normally, Brawley does not play Coronado. And some of it has to do with the new rating system, because it's a no-win game. If we beat them, because we were in a higher division and probably up high in a higher division, it's a bad win for us and a good loss for them. I think one guy kind of came off tonight with a kind of an ankle alignment, which means it's just bad luck. Linemen don't normally get hurt, like other than knees and things in a pile. So a nice game, well played. I think one little snafu, and the Wildcat coaches straightened that out. And back, like I said, as this young man, we'll hear something about him down the road. And the give is to Defoe, and that young man's going to be tired tonight, going both ways and taking a beating. Taking a licking, but keep on ticking. Another timeout by the Islanders, which, hey, that's their hometown. We'll let them do what they want. Every coach has a reason. And
12-yard game.
We will see what happens. Somebody sneaks into the huddle with a water bottle, but I don't want to talk about protocol on that one. And again, check around. The Desert Review obviously will try to keep you up to date on how to get tickets, when to get tickets, and please keep in mind that, you know, it's just, don't get mad at the school, don't get mad at the athletic department. You want to get mad at somebody, get mad at the science, I guess, because that's what everything's blamed on. But, you know, not a lot you can do. I don't envy Billy Brewer this week at all. Not at all. Been there, done that. Okay, and actually down goes the quarterback again, and they don't have any more timeouts, so this will do it. And Brawley will go home with a 34-7 victory over the Coronado Islanders. Their fans stand up and give them a nice round of applause, which is well deserved. We'll give them one too. And as Lloyd wraps up the filming, thank you for hanging in there with me tonight. Great game. And again, hope you saw it. Want to see it again? YouTube sometime tomorrow. Yep. And you can watch it without the volume, and I wouldn't blame you one bit. Anyway, you can kind of fast forward. I like going back. It's really a help when I have to do some research or something. I can just go zip back, zip forward. It's kind of cool. And they are not going to do a handshake. Okay, protocol here a little bit different than down in Sleepy Hollow. And they're kind of waving to each other and saying good game. And the coaches are saying, they're giving in. Now, all right, well, you know what? You've been breathing on each other all games. What could happen now, okay? What could possibly, and again, they all take all their temperatures and everything else. We're not making light of anything, okay? This is, all right, we're not out of this yet. I understand that, okay? I got the memo. But, you know, again, are we... Also got the memo that 48 states played football last fall, and there are no dead bodies. So, okay, all right, somewhere in between, you know, lies a good middle ground, and hopefully we'll find it by August. And again, I already got one game on the schedule besides the IVL games, as Rob Gilster called Brawley. And anybody that's followed the early 2000 teams when Wildcats went to the stadium and lost to Valley Center 39-36 in what has to be a classic football game, of which you can't go to YouTube and see it. Sorry, weren't around then. Doing radio. Can't see radio. But there was enough of you there. Well, there must have been 20,000 people there. That was great. And Rob Gilster, as Billy Brewer pointed out, does not call and ask to play Brawley unless he feels like he's got a pretty good team and he wants to test it. So a lot of respect for Brawley. That's going to be a great football game. And Valley Center can get a little toasty in the summer, but when the sun goes down, it ain't going to be anywhere like Brawley in the middle of August. So that'll be great. All right. For my cameraman, our cameraman, Desert Reviews Lloyd Miller, our producer, the Desert Reviews Betty Miller, for Wildcat Broadcasting, I be it. I'm Tom Ronco, and I'd like to thank you for this, and look forward to talking with you Friday night before the bell game. Good night.